morning, everyone. Welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. I'm Martin Wenzel. Hello once again. Hello. Merry Christmas. Happy incarnation of our Lord and Savior. And welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator for our World Tour Flight 300.
Check.
Okay. World Tour Flight 300. We're flying Dushanbe, Tajikistan to Ürümqi. I don't know exactly how to say it. I lived in China for 8 years. I don't know how to say this place, but Ürümqi, China. Hey Kai, first in the chat, using the, I gotta get some more emotes, that's what we gotta do. But we're flying to Ürümqi, China in the Boeing 738 from PMDG. What's up, Omega? Alright, let's get down, get by the plane here. A little bit longer flight, about 2.5 hours. We'll see if you use time acceleration or not. Alright, I'm going to turn on the music so you can hear all the good sounds of the plane itself. What I always like to do. Alright. First things first. I will be surprised if I have everything ready to go. Usually I don't. Alright, so first things first, battery switch on and covered. Electric hydraulic pumps are off right there. Landing gear lever, we got 3 green up there, 3 green down here, and it is down. So let's let the co-pilot, first officer, start doing his thing. Kai, I taught English. I just went over there after college, didn't know what to do. After college, kind of jumped into a program that, we went to Beijing. You could either train in the U.S. for a couple weekends, or you could just go 1 week earlier to your assignment, or 1 week earlier over to China, get the training. And so I did that, and it was really cool because, there's a whole bunch of us that did it that way, and so we all got to hang out in Beijing for a week before the rest of the whole, that year's class came in and then got assigned to different places. So we had a whole week together, so we all became very good friends, and still kind of follow each other on Facebook, where we're at. Some of us, spent quite a bit of time in China. Some of us ended up, I know one guy, he's in Vietnam and he's got his own school. A couple of guys ended up in Vietnam. A lot of them are back here in the U.S. doing things, so that was kind of cool. Well, not even just the U.S., but wherever their home country was, because a number of them were from Netherlands and Europe as well. And I did that for 6 months, was my first place. And then I came back to the U.S., then I went back on my own, got a job, and kind of just kept doing that. Alright, I think the co-pilot should be doing something right now, but it doesn't seem like he's doing anything. So we're just gonna do it. Doesn't seem like he's doing anything. Alright, ground power. Fault in op detection. And a fire test. Oh, so he was right around that same time. Alright, yeah. Yeah, we left, I got married over there, and we moved back to, or I moved back to the U.S., my wife moved to the U.S., and just before Yeah, we moved in the summer of 2019, and then she went back to China actually for a few months, and was gonna come and then visit. And we were doing the whole, we were gonna do the whole green card thing over, you know, do it in China because that's the preferred way for them. They want them to do it, you know, to do it from your home country. But she came back in December and got stuck, so we had to do it all over here. Okay, now he's doing all the testing, so I don't know what set that off, but it looks like he's doing that. So we're gonna get inside the... Oh, I haven't even started my light here on. That's why. Like, why is self-loading cargo not giving me anything? Because I forgot to start it. There we go. I visited him and traveled to Beijing. It was surprisingly warm and non-humid there. Well, you must have gotten lucky when you went that it was just warm, because usually it's hot. Well, this time of year, if you went to Beijing like this time of year, it'd be cold.
I'm out for the walk around.
This time of year, it'd be cold. But during the summer, it seems like everywhere in China is hot and humid. North, south, doesn't matter. But during the winter, it's a little bit different.
Check, please. Crystal clear, 5 out of 5. Okay, Captain. Radio check is complete. We'll contact you when we're ready to start loading. Roger.
Okay, so now we're just going to have them blabbing at us
Captain.
for...
How are you?
Hi there, I'm very well, thanks.
Great. We're just preparing the cabin for the passengers. Once the jetway is connected, we'll speak to the terminal staff and find out how long they think it'll be until boarding begins.
Okay, no problem. If you give me a couple of minutes, I'll see if I can get ground to attach one for you.
Thanks.
Alright, so I'm going to get the fueling started.
Ground to cockpit. Go ahead.
That's what he's calling about now.
Hi there, we're now refueling the aircraft and we'll let you know once it's completed. Roger.
Alright, I think we can get in here. So he must have, I think... Yeah, it looks like he already flipped it to NEP. Should just be on a line right now. It's kind of weird having that first officer do all these things because I'm so used to doing the whole flow myself. Now, did he start the APU? No, he didn't. That's interesting. Am I supposed to start the APU yet? Didn't. Alright, we'll start the APU a little bit later. No big deal. So we'll get in here. Into this, we are at Uniform Tango Delta Delta. Copy this down. And now we'll go back up top. Flip these to nav. Alright. Route. We're going to do a flight plan request. I don't know if I have to put in these. That's it. I think that's it. Yeah, during the winter, because my first year, I basically ended up in the Shanghai area. It was more Hangzhou, which is like about a couple hours southwest of Shanghai, but that region of China. And yeah, it got, like, the winter was cold, especially since they don't have a ton of insulation. A lot of those houses in the south or in the middle of China where I was, or in the middle coast. And then in January, that's when I ended my first little contract, and so I actually stayed with some people we had met when I was in training up in Beijing.
Are we good to start boarding?
Go for it.
Thanks.
And I went back up there to Tianjin, which is near Beijing, and it was really cold up there because it's the north, and more like how it feels like where I live, usually in the winter. It's kind of warm this winter. But, okay, did it actually load anything here? Okay, it did. I don't know why it didn't load the flight number. So, up in northern China, they actually have indoor heat and that kind of stuff, and they build their buildings for that. Just like I guess in the U.S., where in the south it's going to be a little bit, they're not built for the cold weather. Alright, let's get our flight clearance.
Dushanbe Tower, China Southern 6020, parking 14, request clearance to Diwopu with information Bravo.
China Southern 6020, clear to Diwopu via Juliet Delta 5, departure runway 09er, initial climb flight level 200, then as filed, squawk 6546.
Cleared to Diwopu via Juliet Delta 5, departure runway 09er, initial climb flight level 200, then as filed, squawk 6546, China Southern 6020.
China Southern 6020, read back correct, report when ready.
Will report when ready, China Southern 6020.
Another weird departure. Interesting. Alright, anyway, let's put that, I'm just gonna get our, heading in here for our takeoff runways. 86, runway 9. Alright, and we can go in here. We have that set up. Route. Where'd my flight plan go? I wanted to check out the legs. There it is. Check out the legs, make sure these are all correct.
Hello.
Hi, Captain. Just to let you know that we're not able to find out what's going on from the terminal staff unless the jetway gets attached.
Okay, no worries. I'll give ground a call and
Okay.
get one attached. Give me a second.
Okay, okay. Alright, yeah, we'll see.
Ground to cockpit.
I don't know if I'm going to be flying real time or not, but
Go ahead.
you should be able to get back. Hope to see you later.
Hi, Captain. Fueling has been completed. Roger.
Whoa. Oh, okay, it's loading everything in there. That's why I kind of got a little shaky on the... Wow. Okay, there we go. Alright, we're all fueled up, so let's release that fuel truck. We can release the lavatory as well. They probably got that pumped out and all the good stuff. Kinda... Yeah, he didn't really do the stuff he's supposed to do here. Okay. We're waiting on the... I'm gonna try to get this APU going. Okay, we got the air stairs. That looks good. You can see the fuel truck leaving. What we want. We're just loading. Oh, okay. Wait, why is he taking forever to...
I'm back. No issues on the walk around.
Yes. Start boarding whenever you like.
Great. I'll let the rest of the crew know and we'll get started as soon as the passengers start arriving. It could be a few minutes yet, though.
Alright, you can hear the APU was going there.
Stations, prepare to start boarding.
Alright, he's doing all these fire tests, or flight deck tests, which I already kind of did. Not a big deal. Okay, let's get back into this FMC and get things set up. Make sure everything is what we want as well. Well, here's the sim brief panel. We got the flight plan right there. So, Juliet Delta 5 to Juliet Delta right there. Bravo 350, I'm guessing Ivnar's on there, to Vader. Lima 135 out to Malex. Because I'm looking at the legs page, it's showing me all the legs. I don't know. We're going to assume that we got the right legs in there. Lima 141, that's going to take us out to Kamud right there. Alpha 486 to X-Ray Kilo Charlie right there. Bravo 215 to Epdag. There it is, and then we got our final. Let's put it in. We'll just put the arrival in right now, and then we'll change it if we need to. Looks like we do an ILS. We'll just put ILS Yankee for now. Epdag 18 Alpha, and I have no idea the transition. Let's just leave it there for now.
Terrain. Pull up. Don't sink. Don't sink.
And then we'll modify it when once we get closer and they give us the exact routing they want us for.
Too low. Flaps. Too low. Terrain. Glide slow.
Alright, zero fuel weight, all this should be set. Plan, fuel.
Minimums. 25
doors.
1,500.
Grab.
Okay, we missed the passengers coming on that time.
Roger.
Wind shear. Wind shear. Wind shear.
A lot going on when you're doing the setup and you have all the other people doing things.
Caution.
Alright, reserves 4.5. Cost index 47. Cruise 350 today. Our wind gonna be 254 at 51. Temperature looking like negative 60. Transition altitude 8,480.
Hi, here's the fuel slip.
Thanks.
Welcome. Have a nice flight.
Does he have like an Irish accent? Which is weird because I set it up that for them to all have like Chinese accents or something. I was hoping they'd all just speak in Chinese. It'd be kind of cool. Alright. N1 limit. Let's look at our panel over here. You can see the passengers coming on from the bus.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board this self-loading cargo service. Please place your large bags into the overhead locker wheels first, and keep your small items under the seat in front of you. These include laptops, handbags, duty-free and loose items of clothing. Once you have safely stowed your cabin bag, please take your seat. To help us ensure a prompt departure, we would kindly ask that you keep the aisle clear.
Alright, so we got flaps 5, 1,500 feet.
Your seatbelt can now be fastened
Selected
ready for
temperature
departure. This is a
48.
no-smoking service. Thank you for observing this policy.
48. Looks like we're doing the TO takeoff. Jump back here. That's what we want. Takeoff page, flaps 5. Next page, make sure we get our wind, which is 64. Slope here, negative 0.4, let's say. Go back. B speeds 144, 45, 47. Let's see what that looks like to the calculator. It's slightly different, which is very interesting because you have this calculator, which is built into the plane, giving us slightly different numbers, but we'll go with that. Go with what the FMC spits out. Trim 4.83, so there we go. Stabilizer trim set, takeoff data set. Open the overhead panel. 35,000, he's already got the landing, which is nice. That's pretty cool that I can do that. Light test. Alright, speed brake lever is in the idle detent or the down detent. Flaps are 0 and corresponding. Thrust levers idle, start levers in the cutoff position, parking brakes set, stabilizer trim cutout normal in that green area. Did the light test, oxygen and interphone checked, air conditioning system, let's double check we got everything where we want it. Packs are auto, ISOL open, APU bleed on.
Go ahead.
That's not what I want to do. An APU gen on first.
Loading has been completed. We're sending the load sheet up to you now. We're waiting for you to close up. Once the beacon light is switched on, we'll
Hopefully that
contact you to
didn't
begin
mess anything
pushback.
up.
Roger.
I'm sure it did. We're good.
Hello.
Hi, Captain. Okay, we've received the load sheet from ground. There's the passenger count, the crew count, and the total souls count. Plus yourselves, of course.
Thank you.
Okay, looks like we're all set to go whenever you're ready.
Thanks.
No problem.
All the fuel pumps can come on. Steak salad, the steak salad. Good morning. Yeah, good Christmas. My 2-year-old son, well, he's almost 2 years old. January 2nd, 2 years old, and he's got my sister bought him like a legit little kid drum set. So, which is what we were looking at. We were looking at, like, we went on Amazon, looked at all the the kid drum sets and all the reviews, I guess, and my sister was looking, and like this is like a legit one. It's made by like an actual, you know, company that makes drum sets, so it's got everything. Oh, that's pretty cool. We'll see how annoying it gets, but he likes to play with the backwards grip too. He likes to play with the thick, fat end of the stick. I guess that fat, loud sound. None of this agility stuff. He likes the big hammering it down. But he knows, I mean, he's pretty good at the bass drum and everything too. Let's see. Emergency lights armed, passenger signs, auto, windshield wiper selectors parked, window heat on, probe heat off, wing and engine, anti-ice off right now, hydraulics. Let's get these all on. Pressurization indicators look good, exterior lights. And the nav logo on. Ignition switch, looks like it's set to the right. Start selectors off. Make sure we got the auto brakes. That all looks good. Pre-flight checklist.
Oxygen.
Tested 100%.
Tested 100%. Navigation transfer and display switches normal. Auto. Window heat on. Pressurization mode selector. Auto. Flight instruments.
Heading 086, altimeter 1023. Why does it? Heading 086, altimeter 1023. Okay, it doesn't want to. Set and checked. Okay, suddenly doesn't want to talk to me anymore. That's not nice. Yeah, let's see if we can. Like this.
Heading 355, altimeter 1023. Heading 355, altimeter 1023. Parking brake.
Repeat last. Repeat last. It suddenly doesn't want to recognize my voice. It just... Nope, now it does. Okay, let's use the... I'm gonna kill that and try it again. Oh, what are you doing? Pre-flight checklist.
Oxygen.
Tested 100%.
Tested 100%. Navigation transfer and display switches normal. Auto. Window heat on. Pressurization mode selector. Auto. Flight instruments.
Heading 355, altimeter 1023.
Heading 355, altimeter 1023.
Repeat last.
Flight instruments.
Heading 355, altimeter 1023. Okay, screw that.
Roger.
Why does it... I mumble something and it goes, oh, you want to do the shutdown checklist, but it will not do the actual checklist. Alright, parking brake set, engine cutoff lever, or start levers in cutoff. Alright. Yeah, it's not FS to crew. That's FS to crew for the Boeing 737-800 here, and it's... I don't know why the taxi light's on. Just not working for some reason. Alright, so the doors are all closed. Flight deck door and windows are locked. Let's see. What else am I looking at? Air conditioning packs. Nope, not yet. We'll keep those. Oh, what are you doing? Get off my...
Ground to cockpit. Go ahead.
You're not going to listen to me. If you're not going to listen to me, first off, so you don't get to play with the
Call me
lights.
when you require pushback. We're all set, so feel free to get connected and start when ready. Roger. Ground tow is connecting.
No, it's
Roger.
not. Calm down. Okay, so there's some integration, but I'm using Cephalin Cargo and GSX, and there is some integration, but as you can hear, there wasn't there. Alright, let's get our pushback and start up.
Dushanbe Tower, China Southern 6020. Request pushback and start up.
China Southern 6020. Pushback and startup approved.
Pushback and startup approved. China Southern 6020.
Alright, before start checklist. Flight deck door closed and locked. I think that's, yeah, it's not, why didn't you... Yeah, okay, this crew thing is kind of annoying because he's not doing his job. The first officer is not very good on this flight. There we go. Fuel. 11,100 kilograms. Pumps on. Passenger signs. Auto. Windows locked. MCP. B2. Plus 10, 157.
Ground to cockpit. Go ahead. Tow is connected. Release parking brakes when ready to push back. Roger.
Heading 086, altitude to 20,000. Takeoff speeds V1 144, VR 145, V2 147. CDU pre-flight completed, rudder and aileron trim free and 0. Right here. Taxi and takeoff briefing completed, anti-collision light on. Alright, so we're going to push back. Push back, tail to the right. Make sure I got this.
Tow is attached. Steering pin is inserted. Stand by while we start pushback.
Oh, remove the wheel chocks. I'm gonna push back. Oh, okay. I've been having issues with this pushback. Why are you pushing me?
Roger. Please release your parking brake.
It is
Roger. Please release your parking brake. Roger. Please release your parking brake. Roger. Please release your parking brake. Roger. Please release your parking brake.
There we go. Stop.
Okay, Captain. We're clear of the stand and you're free to start engine.
I don't know what's going on with the pushback. GSX, it's like I had no problem doing this like the first time, and then now it's just all being crappy. All right, here we go. We're ready to go.
Starting engine 2. Roger.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now ask for your attention while we take you through the safety procedures on this aircraft. A safety card is in your seat pocket showing the exit routes, oxygen masks, life jackets and brace position, which you must adopt if you hear brace. Brace. There are 2 emergency exits at the rear, but the middle and to the left of front of the cabin. Floor lighting will guide you to an exit.
女士们、先生们，欢迎您乘坐中国南方航空公司航班。
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard China Southern Airlines.
保证您的安全是我们的首要责任，请您观看安全演示。
Your safety is our priority. Please watch the safety demonstration.
Put the mask towards you to start the oxygen.
The brake is on. Roger.
女士们、先
Stand
生
by.
们，
Please keep your parking brake on while we monitor engine startup and disconnect the
Ladies
turn.
and gentlemen,
Roger.
welcome to fly with China Southern Airlines. 现在向您介绍机上紧急设备的使用方法和安全程序。Now we'll explain the use of onboard emergency equipment and safety procedures to you. 在滑行、起飞、下降、着陆时，禁止开启以下电子设备。During taxiing, takeoff, descending, and landing, the following electronic devices must be turned off. 在整个航程中，禁止开启以下电子设备。Throughout the
Starting number 1.
flight, please
Roger.
turn off the following electronic devices. 禁止触动洗手间烟雾探测器。Please do not
Yeah, I
touch
figured
the
I'd
smoke
throw them on.
detector. 本次航班全程禁烟。
I figure I'd throw them on
Smoking
because it's
is strictly
Christmas. And
prohibited.
everyone else is wearing
您的
pajamas
手
or
提行李必须
got
停
something
放
going
在
on
指
their
定的
streams,
放
right?
线动装置的区域。Your carry-on baggage must be stored in storage space with restrictive devices. 当系好安全带灯亮时，需扣好安全带。
All right,
Please fasten your seatbelt
they've disconnected.
as the seatbelt sign is illuminated.
Self-Lane Cargo hasn't disconnected yet, but they should pretty soon.
为防止突然颠簸，请您入座后系好安全带。Please keep your seatbelt fastened when seated. 氧气面罩储存在您座椅上方。Your oxygen mask is stored above your seat. 紧急情况时，面罩会自动脱落。
Oil pressure
In case of
rising.
emergency, the oxygen mask will be released automatically. 请拉下面罩，罩在口鼻处，把带子套在头上，进行正常呼吸。Please pull the mask down. Place the mask over your nose and mouth.
Starter cutout.
The elastic band over your head and breathe normally. 帮助别人之前，请自己先戴好。Put your own mask on before helping others. 水上迫降时，取出救生衣。In case of a jetting, please take the life vest out. 经头部穿好，将带子扣好系紧。Put the life vest over your head.
After start checklist. Generators on, probe heat on, anti-ice off, isolation valve auto, engine start switches continuous, recall. Checked. Auto brake, RTO, flight controls.
Pull the inflation tabs while
Checked.
exiting the aircraft. 充气不足时，将救生衣充气管拉
Sure,
出，
we got the rudder.
用嘴
There
向
we go.
里吹气。
Ground equipment
Use the
clear.
mask tubes
Let's
when
get our
no
taxi clearance.
ventilation is not sufficient. 紧急情
China
况下，
Southern
客舱通道指示灯
request
和
taxi.
出口指示灯会自动亮，指引您从
China
紧急
Southern
出口撤离。In
6020,
case
taxi
of
to holding
emergency,
point 1
I'm trying to think of if I ever flew China Southern.
Taxi to holding point runway 09 via Alpha, China Southern
请确认离
6020.
您最近的出口。Please locate the exit nearest to you. 撤离时，取下随身携带的尖锐物品。 In evacuation, please take off your sharp objects. 撤离后，尽快远离飞机。Move quickly away from the aircraft after evacuation. 安全须知在您前方座椅的口袋里，请尽早取阅。The safety instruction card is placed in your seat pocket. Please read it at your earliest
Pushbacks on the last few flights have just been like ridiculously bad.
Now, please adjust your seatbelt.
I'm not sure why we're not disconnecting.
扣好安
Uplink
全带。
cargo isn't disconnecting here.
Fasten your seatbelt. 收起小桌
Oh
板。
well.
Lock your tray table.
Please set your
收
parking
起
brake.
座椅脚踏板。
No, you're
Roger. Please
disconnected.
set your parking brake.
打开遮光板。
Please set your parking brake.
Exit some shifts. 如果您有
Okay, so
疑问，
today
请
what we're
联系
learning is that
乘务
self-flying cargo
If you have
is
any
crapped out
questions,
today.
please contact your
FS to
customer
crew is crapped out today. GSX did a really crappy pushback, so 3 of my additional programs have been kind of annoying.
祝您旅途愉快，谢谢。Thank you for your
谢谢。
attention and have a pleasant flight.
谢谢。
Hello.
Hi, Captain. Just to let you know that the cabin is secure for takeoff.
Thanks a lot.
Let me know when you're ready to take off, and I'll get the crew seated and secured.
We're almost ready actually, so you can take your seats now.
No problem. All stations connected for takeoff.
Alright, so for some reason cabin, or why is ground crew not disconnecting here? I wish there was a kill switch with some of this stuff, because now I gotta restart the whole stupid program. Alright, let's restart that. Hopefully I can restart it and it will skip that. Sometimes there are some days I just go, why do I have all these additional little knick-knack programs? Because they all seem to crap out on the same time. Alright, taxi lights on. We're ready to taxi. Hopefully we can get ground crew to disconnect. No. I guess I do want to restart my flight because for some reason you're hung up on the pushback. It's always funny because I get these programs and like usually the first time I use it, you would think it'd be like the first couple times I use them I get them wrong, but it's like actually some of these updates, I'll get the update, works perfect the first 2-3 flights, and then suddenly all these bad things start happening. It's like, what changed? Alright, we're gonna take off now. We're pushing back right now. The Vision Jet. Do we have the Vision Jet? Is that with is that available in the? Is that available for free? What are you talking about? Oh, come on! I can't restart the whole. Oh. Great. The reason I like to run self-flying cargo also is it keeps track of my flight time. Well, okay, we're not using self-flying cargo today. Fun. So like oh my goodness. What a janky flight today. No, I don't. I haven't. No, I haven't gotten that then. Yep, I haven't gotten the Vision Jet. All right, well, we're gonna have to keep track of our own stuff here for flight time and everything, because like I said, I might use time acceleration, and I like to keep track of like the real flight time. So let's put that in. So 12, 26, 23, pushback 8:38. Let's record all that. Hit the clock. Here we go. Get out of this awful place where nothing seems to work. Which way am I going? Since the pushback was so janky. Here we go. Kind of bummer that we don't have the self-loading cargo working. Problem is that if I restart self-loading cargo, it then requires me to have a cold and dark cockpit. It's like, no, I'm not starting all this process over again. So, no self-loading cargo. I could start a pack. I need to get pack X going again, so at least if self-loading cargo wants to bite the dust like it just did. It's just so weird. Like I said, I've never had this issue where I used to have that issue, but then once they got the GSX integration, it started working nicely where you tell GSX to do your pushback, self-loading cargo would communicate with you with the sounds. And today it just didn't want to work. Just didn't want to do it today. Wasn't having any of it. Which is annoying. Alright, let's start takeoff flaps. Yeah, I typically only fly, I basically fly the Airbus, the A320, the fly-by-wire, and the PMDG Boeing 737s. Also Aerosoft CRJs. I fly the CRJs a lot, especially if I'm doing a pilot's life, because I just have the CRJ license in there, and I kind of like doing a pilot's life with the CRJ because you get to do a lot of the regionals, especially in the US, fly the regionals, get to a lot of airports. You usually don't go like the bigger like the A320s, the 737s don't go. Oops. Actually, call for that we're ready for departure first, right?
Dushanbe Tower, China Southern 6020, runway 09, ready for departure.
China Southern 6020, line up runway 09.
Line up runway 09, China Southern 6020.
But as I was telling Boozy Sheep, it's like I need to get into flying some more VFR or some more, kind of lower level flights where you can see the scenery a little bit. I usually end up flying those in. I think I like to fly the.
China Southern 6020.
Which one's the one that? It's got two engines and it's like a blue plane. It's one of the default airplanes, like the Diamond or something. All right, we're clear for takeoff. Takeoff. Are you ready? Of course, we don't have FS crew working, so we're just talking to ourselves. That's alright. Thrust set. Now I'm looking down in the corner and I don't see a self-loading cargo either. I'm just feel naked. I'm so discombobulated right now. I almost tried taking off at 100 knots.
V1 Positive rate of climb.
Gear up. Guizhou livery for China Southern. Zoom in here so I can see what the heck's going on. Alright, let's do a little hand flying right now. I typically hand fly lately I've been hand flying the climb outs in the Airbus because Airbus is very easy to fly because you just put the stick in a position and it stays there, whereas the Boeing you do have to kind of keep manipulating it.
Dushanbe radar, China Southern 6020, Juliet Delta 5, departure at 5,100, climbing flight level 200.
China Southern 6020, radar contact, continue climb flight level 200.
Continue climb flight level 200, China Southern 6020.
I think it depends on the airline. I'd have to go back and look, but I know there's a lot of, I've read a number of pilots that I've talked to. They say that they'll hand fly up to 10,000. Now I don't know if that's SOP, that's standard operating procedure, or if it's if it's up to personal preference. I think it depends on the airline. I think there's somewhere, yeah, that you probably have to engage it right away, or at a certain. I mean, I'll almost as soon as we get the gear up, I almost get the autopilot on just so I can jump outside the plane and look around. Alright, standard pressure. And we'll engage it right now for the rest of this climb out. That way I can kind of look around. So look at the fog. It's actually evening in real time, but we're I think sim time I have it 1:46 in the afternoon. Now the interesting is going to be, I have no idea, I have to figure this out, but the real life flight, so actually, yeah, we're actually 12 hours difference from the real life flight, because the real life flight takes off at is scheduled to take off. Well, here it says 1:55. I had written down like 1:35. But okay, real life flight's 1:35 or 1:55 takeoff. But they land. The arrival time in Ürümqi is 7:15 a.m. Okay, now that sounds like a long flight, right? That sounds like, what, a 6-hour flight or so? That's only 2 hours. And that's because the time zone for China only has one time zone. So 7:15 is really like almost 3 in the morning over here in Tajikistan. So that's one big reason I switched to 12. I switched the time because otherwise we'd be doing a red-eye flight taking off 1 in the morning, and we're not going to get any light. It's not like we're going to be, 7:15, we should start seeing a sunrise. Nope, it's going to be the equivalent to really 3 or 4 in the morning. It's just China only has one time zone, which is based on the East Coast, basically. So where I live in China, near Shanghai, Hangzhou area, time zone made sense for the most part. It was a little weird because they don't have daylight savings time, so we never had that changed. So I think during the winter or summer it was a little interesting. It was nice, but interesting. But if you go out to Western China, 7 in the morning is pitch dark.
6020, radar contact, continue climb flight level 350.
Continue climb flight level 350, China Southern 6020.
China 76020, proceed direct Juliet Delta, then as filed.
Looks like a beautiful area, Dushanbe. I've never been, so I don't know if I like it or not. But I mean, it looks beautiful from, it's really cool from, you know, a couple thousand feet up, right? Alright, so we do have the autopilot engaged. Looks like we're climbing up to getting our speed going up on the climb. We're still on the departure. Listen to Gooba by 6. Yeah. It's not really my kind of music. That's not really my kind of music. Is that the guy that, isn't that the guy that, like, snitched on a bunch of people or whatever, too? I can't really play any real music, on this stream either because we're doing on YouTube and Twitch. Technically can't really play it on Twitch either, but you can get away with it a little bit more on Twitch. YouTube, I've actually tried it on YouTube and I got smacked down. I think I did like a LA to New York flight and just the whole time was playing some, you know, classic rock music, and like midway through the stream got shut down. I'm like, oh, okay, that's what happens. Let's do this checklist quick. After takeoff checklist, engine bleeds on, packs auto, landing gear up and off. Flaps up, no lights. Anti-skid, brake off as well. And now we're cruising. When did we take off? 8:40. It was 8:43. Write that down. No, like I said, this isn't. You're dropping a lot of music that isn't my music scene. Unfortunately, I can't play my music on the stream either, as I said. So, bummer. I'll have to do a Twitch when I do like a Twitch exclusive stream. But no. KSI, no. Don't know Gunna. Danny Daniels, no. I listen to old music. Turn those landing lights off. That's what you do. It sounds so quiet in this. It's so quiet on this flight because I'm so used to having self-loading cargo and the toilets and the, you know, the little dings from the passengers asking for assistance. Kind of sucks. Do I listen to ABBA? Occasionally. I did have like a week or a month where I got really into them. I mean, everyone knows like Dancing Queen, but it's like they actually have some pretty good stuff from before that even. I listen to, basically, I mean, for me, like, most of the music I listen to is, like, you know, when it, like, pop music or that kind of music. I listen to basically anything, like, early 80s and before that, right? So like early 80s is where I kind of cut off my music because it kind of got weird after that. Depends on what it is in the 80s too. Like if it is like a very, I mean there are some bands where it's like the 80s were their time. That was, and so of course, but like I like to, you know, I'm obviously the Beatles, but then anything like Cream and Led Zeppelin, The Who, you know, Rolling Stones, Pink Floyd, Queen, you know, Thin Lizzy, I mean all that stuff, and Roxy Music, a big one. And usually, like with every one of those things, for some reason, like my taste in their music, even in those bands, my taste in their music drifts off in the 80s. It just, for some reason, in the 80s, things changed with the kind of music they were making, and I just don't like anything later than that. To Tame Impala, no, I don't know Tame Impala. Nope. We can bump a little music out here. Again, even the music I play on the stream isn't really what I like, unless I'm on Twitch, and then I can play. But I feel like I've cultivated a little bit of a following on YouTube as well, and so I feel remiss if I don't do stream to both Twitch and YouTube. But there are times I like to just try to stream to Twitch, and then I am jealous of the people that have a good following just on Twitch and always pumping the cool tunes. YouTube just doesn't, I mean YouTube, you just can't get away with it. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on here. Thanks. Yeah, I'm working on it. I mean, the subs, yeah, even the subs, I mean, I look at YouTube and subs, it's kind of been steady on YouTube. What I really need is more watch time, because then we can get to that point where I can get membership and on YouTube. Luckily on Twitch, I'm already affiliate, and I can get a little bit of, you know, if I get some subs. You can see I got a sub goal. That's a Twitch sub goal right there, 3 out of 5 right now. So I've got 3 subs, which is, I think, the most I've ever had at one time, which is nice. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of, I don't know if it's the nature of when I'm doing it or when I'm flying or what, but I do a flight from Perth to London. I probably could. Like I said, the best way is to go onto my Discord, go to the flight request, and put that in, because then I have it. I've been setting up some stuff, and maybe at some point this week I'll be doing a few flights that have been requested over the past year. Just to do something a little different. I definitely wouldn't be able to do it in real time, I don't think. I mean, we could. The problem is you can't, the YouTube stream wouldn't work that way. Even though I think if I set it up to, I think I can, I know there's a way, there is something where you can actually pass people on. You can like have your stream, and then you can tell people, hey, when this stream ends, go follow this stream. I've never used it, and I wish I didn't know about it before, because there were times I used to do that where I'd put the link in. There's actually a way YouTube you can natively do it. So I wonder if I could do it that way, where, because after 12 hours YouTube stream, it just ends. And so I'd have to pass you on to another stream or something to finish up the flight, because I did the, oh yeah, I did a flight from New York to Beijing, and it ended up, by the time I finally finished the flight, it took 17 hours. But like I said, only 12 hours of it made it up to YouTube. The whole thing made it on Twitch, and I think I can't remember if I recorded the entire flight or if I just pulled it from Twitch, and I still have to upload that. But I don't know if anyone wants to watch a 17-hour flight in playback. Yeah, my Twitch is, it's in the description below, and actually right there, I think it popped up. I don't know if it pops up on your chat, but Yeah, it's right there. It actually popped up just a while ago. If you go back just a little bit on the chat for YouTube, it popped. There was a link. Twitch TV. Yep, right there. It popped up again. There it is. That's kind of funny. That popped up right there. So it's right there. It should be a link. And if you can't find it in the chat, it is also in the description below, along with the Discord. Look at the snow mountains. I didn't even notice all the snow out here. Look at that. It's pretty cool. I always feel like the music's playing too loud. I was watching Dane Flats last night, and he likes to pump that music. And it always, sometimes it seems too loud. Now he does have it duck out when he talks or when Vatson is talking, but every time I listen to playback and I have music playing, it just drowns everything out. I can't get the levels right. Like right now, I can't hear it at all through my speakers, but if I listen to it on playback, it's blasting through OBS somehow. It's confusing. It's really weird because I got all the levels in front of me, and the levels seem to mean nothing in reality with the OBS audio panel. All right, so like I said, it might use. I don't know. Maybe we don't need to use, I mean, hour and 42 minutes. Like I said, I like to get my streams done by 9, but we're not doing anything today. Shouldn't be doing anything today. When I say we, I mean my family. I think we've got basically a decompression day here after, you know, doing stuff on, you know, ton of shopping, ton of panicking, getting, you know, panic buying, panic wrapping all before Christmas on the 20th and the 21st and the 22nd. 23rd, then we went out to family, which was nice. That was fun. And then 24th, church and family. Yesterday, church and family. And it's just like nice to just have a whole day, not have to leave the house almost. Little Chiga. Yep, I think my sister's gonna be coming over today to. I don't know if that was a plan or something, or she just wants to visit. But she said like last, because we didn't stick the drum set my son got in our car, but she said she'd bring it over because I think she has a little bit more room in her. Whatever she's got, Kia Soul or whatever it is. Alright, we gotta watch that center fuel. Once that gets down to about, I can't remember what the like standard operating procedure is for it, but I think it's usually, I don't know. I think I saw somewhere it was like 1,000 kilos. At 1,000 kilos, you turn it off. Lots of kind of just watching some other streamers. Looking up videos. I want to say, I'm trying to think who. I don't even see him. I don't know if he even streams that much anymore. Look, I forget what his. I can't remember his name over on YouTube. What was that? But I have, yeah, I follow a lot of. I'm just looking at my YouTube, like all the people I follow on YouTube. you know, 737 Aviation, 757 Spy. Well, he's more on Twitch, but he has his YouTube channel. 737 NG driver, who's now A330 driver because he's actually a real-life pilot who was flying the 737. Now he's flying the A330. Let's see. So I've watched a few of those. 320 Sim Pilot. You know, a lot of them they'll have tutorials, or usually I watch their tutorials. I don't usually watch like if they stream. I don't know how much they stream. British Av Geek. Who else? Who's the one that? I think early on I watched him a lot, and I just don't see him putting anything up lately. Flight Sim Broadcast Network is a guy I've been kind of getting into. He has his own virtual airline, and he's a real life pilot. And I think I watch him a few times. He does all the procedures like, you know, straight up, and it's really cool to watch that because then you can kind of implement some things. You know, the way I do it, the way I fly, the way I do the setup and everything is not standard procedure. It's not like 100%, but it's things I picked up, and I especially try to pick it up from real life pilots. I'm like, oh, okay, that's how they do it. Let's try to integrate that and do it more. Who else? I can't remember what his name was. Can't remember who it is. I've got way too many subscriptions on YouTube, and I don't watch any of them anymore, really. I can't remember the last time I actually like went into my subscriptions and watched videos. I mean, they'll still pop up from time to time, but I kind of just watch my homepage and whatever random videos. I'm like, this looks interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember who it was. But that's how I learned. I mean, just watching various streamers, watching various tutorials, especially early on when I had to learn how to fly the A320. I had to watch tutorials for that. I can't remember how I learned to fly the Boeing, the 737. I can't remember. Because I learned to fly this plane back in X-Plane. But when I came back to it, once PMDG released it for Flight Simulator, Microsoft Flight Simulator, I had to relearn it. And it still seems a little foreign to me because I'm so much more used to the Airbus now. And I think, in reality, I probably flew the Airbus more than I had ever flown the 737. Even though I flew the 737 exclusively in X-Plane. But, yeah, basically it's just
China
watching videos.
020, contact MSH Center 121.8.
121.8, China Southern 6020.
I can't play music on stream, otherwise I'll get a strike.
OSH Center, China Southern
Can't do it on
6020,
stream.
inbound Vader at flight level 350.
At least not today, not on YouTube. I can on Twitch, so
China Southern 6020.
in the future I might do some more, like I said, like when I do a Twitch exclusive stream, I can play music requests.
China Southern 6020.
I'm trying to figure out how I can set that up, even that you can just request it and it'll automatically put in the playlist. I haven't figured it out yet, but muted that out. I've flown over some mountains. I've flown over some mountains in I've flown over mountains here in Microsoft Flight Simulator, but this is, I don't recall flying over snowy mountains with clouds like this before. It's really cool. Wow. My GPU, my graphics card is literally being maxed out right now. It's this haze. It just kills. Let's get inside the plane and see if that helps. There we go. Yeah, it's hard to do outside the cockpit views sometimes when you get this, the fog or the clouds. Thought for sure we'd start having some issues with performance, but not too bad. Let's get inside a... I wonder how many people are back to work now. Like, did I miss my... Like, the unfortunate thing is, like, I'm so busy on Christmas and so busy on the Christmas days, the days around Christmas when people are probably all off, that I wasn't able to stream, you know, in the afternoon when I would like to. So now I'm back basically streaming to my early morning crew of people who aren't working. Because I'm sure I wouldn't be surprised if most people are back at work now. But hopefully I can stream this afternoon. That'd be nice. That would be nice. We'll see if this dings my video. I don't think it should, but you never know. You never know. Alright, so this is, let's see if we can pop it over here. There it is. So there's this is GSX Pro. So we had some issues this morning, and it looks like they have an update, reverse pushback update. So I want to kind of watch this. Check this out.
Tutorial will show you how to use the new reverse pushback feature in GSX Pro, which allows you to create more realistic pushback procedures, even where there's limited available space for maneuver. Here we are at FS Dream Team Chicago O'Hare Airport, Terminal L, Gate 1. This parking position doesn't have much space, and it's a good example of how the ability to pull with GSX will help us to place the airplane exactly where we need, in the shortest amount of time possible. Let's add a new custom pushback slot now, using the GSX parking customization page. Click the Add Slot button to add a new custom pushback slot for this parking position and give it a meaningful name to easily recognize this procedure
do like
later.
push-pull.
Now
Okay.
click Customize to enter the pushback editor. When the pushback editor starts,
I'm sorry, when
the
I do
editing
pushback
cursor
editor,
starts
it
by
does
selecting
none of
the
the.
airplane
Maybe pushback
shape.
editor
The
works.
editing cursor can be moved using the arrows keys.
Man, I have so
and
many
if the
issues
shift
trying
key
to
is
get
kept
the
pressed
gates
at the
working
same
properly.
time, the cursor will move faster. As you move the cursor around, you can see green arrows showing the path, offering a preview of the procedure. This path is a faithful representation of how the curve will look like during the actual pushback, because it uses the same calculations, and it considers both the airplane and the tow truck wheel's distances, and whether the tug uses a tow bar or not. Let's say we want the pushback to end here, just outside gate L20. Using the drone camera view, we can easily perfect our alignment with the scenery ground lines, which is way easier to do when the view can be freely rotated on the actual 3D scenery. This is also useful to better check for obstructions. Here, we can see we'll have a problem. The path is not a nice and smooth curve, and when it's interrupted like that, it means it's not possible to calculate a good pushback, given all the constraints of the airplane and tug system, and end up in the position we wanted. We surely need an extra waypoint to control the path more precisely. Let's add one by pressing F6. F6 is used to insert a waypoint before the currently selected one. Since we just started, there are no waypoints yet, so the currently selected waypoint is the airplane end position marker, which represents the end of the pushback. Pressing F6 will insert a new waypoint before, which in this case means between the end and the start of the pushback. The initial position of the new waypoint will be halfway between the previous and next waypoints, but we can move it in the same way as all the other waypoint cursors. When placing a custom waypoint, the most important thing that affects the path is the waypoint heading. It's usually easier to set an initial heading with F7 and F8 to quickly get closer to the desired result, and eventually fine-tune it with the 1 and 3 keys of the numeric keypad to make finer adjustments. The biggest change in this GSX update is the editor will automatically detect when the path must inverse the direction and start pulling by judging the relative headings of the waypoints of each section.
That's pretty cool.
While in previous versions, this would result in the tug making U-turn around the airplane front gear, possibly turning even the whole airplane around. Now that pulling is supported, it will be automatically enabled when needed. With your
I've always wondered, how do you do a pushback in this position? Well, you push back and then they pull it.
Clearly indicated by the arrow's direction and their color being changed from green to red. What was a tricky pushback in the previous version can now be resolved with just a single waypoint and a shorter pushback time. Let's try our new pushback procedure by pressing the Enter key, which will save the pushback slot for this parking position. Remember, there's no practical limit on the number of pushback slots available. You can have as many saved procedures for each gate. Some of the best airport profiles made by the community of GSX profile creators have several hundred custom pushback slots for the bigger airports. Now it's time to test it. Let's call for pushback normally. We'll use a bit of time acceleration in the sim now. As you can see, the GSX pushback menu will show our new custom pushback slot with the name we chose before to make it easier to recognize it. Note that, since this kind of pushback is likely the only one possible at this position, we might have refined our work by removing the default left and right slots, so they won't be selected by accident. Now we have reached the turning point where the pushback tug will invert its direction.
Oh, look at
and the
that. It
driving
even has
seat
the
of this
animation
tow
turning
bar's
him
tug is
around.
rotating
That's
to make
pretty
it
cool.
easier for the driver to see the road ahead when going in reverse. At the end of the pushback, the driver's seat will rotate again in its original position.
That's pretty cool. If it works.
At the end of the pushback, the driver's seat will rotate again in its original position.
All the little things that you don't even look at sometimes.
Parking brake.
That's crazy.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
By using a
That's pretty cool. Pretty cool right there. Oh, there we go. We finally get a little bit out of the clouds. Oops. It is just all clouds here. My graphics card fan is going full bore right now. Even the OBS, the what do you call them on the audio thing? The levels are kind of janky there because the graphics card is eating up everything right now. I'm surprised it's not hurting the stream at all. But yeah, that's what's going on outside. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Now we have some view. Now we got something going on in front of us. We can see passing over the mountains here. Yep, so we're up in Kyrgyzstan at this point, and now we're headed basically east towards Xinjiang province of China. And man, it is looking beautiful out there. Just the clouds, just crazy. Of course, none of this is showing up on the Volanta radar, so like all these clouds and everything, but it's still pretty cool. Still pretty cool. I'm just trying to work ahead here on, well, not really work ahead. I have to get some of these made up. Otherwise, we're not going to have what I need for the like thumbnails and stuff, and all the little things that go with the stream. Gotten to the point where I'm not ahead anymore. Like right at the last one. Okay, so next flight we're going. Okay, we got that one done. Going to Turkmenistan, and then from Turkmenistan, where are we going? What am I doing? Alright, so Ashgabat, Turkmenistan, then we're flying over to Almaty, Kazakhstan. Tajikistan. Try to spell these names right too.
China 76020, contact Bishkek Center 132.2.
132.2, China Southern 6020.
I'm literally looking at my schedule. So I just finished making the thumbnail for
China Southern 6020, inbound Kadar at flight level 350.
to Almaty, Kazakhstan. And then the next flight is from Almaty, Kazakhstan to
radar contact. Maintain flight level 350.
Bishkek,
Maintain flight
Kyrgyzstan,
level 350. China Southern 6020.
which basically we're kind of flying over right now. Kyrgyzstan. All right.
Center, Siberian Airlines 6322, inbound Tango Alpha Delta Oscar Tango, at flight level 370. 6322, radar contact, maintain flight level 370. Maintain flight level 370, Siberian Airlines 6322. China Southern 6020, contact Ürümqi Center 119.3. 119.3, China Southern 6020. Ürümqi Center, China Southern 6020, inbound Lima India Mike Delta Oscar at flight level 350.
China Southern 6020, radar contact, maintain flight level 350.
Maintain flight level 350, China Southern 6020. Ürümqi Center, Siberian Airlines 6322, inbound Lima India Mike Delta Oscar, at flight level 370.
6322, radar contact. Maintain flight level 370.
Maintain flight level 370, Siberian Airlines 6322.
Hello, Sasha. Welcome in, everyone. Yeah, just getting some other stuff done here. Getting pretty close to our descent. Flying over Xinjiang province right now in China. An outside view of this plane. Let's check out the weather, the MEDAR for Ürümqi. Alright, Ürümqi, we have IFR. IFR conditions -10 degrees Celsius with mist, so we're going to definitely want to put the anti-ice on as we're coming down. As I was saying before, someone asked me, I don't know if someone asked me about, but I was talking about China and how, like, you know, where I lived in China, it would get it'd be kind of like what it is right now outside for where I'm at. It's, you know, kind of rainy, you know, 5 degrees Celsius or so. It never got, you know, every once in a while it'd get maybe freezing. Whereas like going to Beijing in northern China, or here in Ürümqi, same thing, it gets cold, kind of like where I live now, except here in the US, except where this year, for some reason, it's just really warm. Just kind of muggy, rainy, cold, which is worse. I'd almost rather have it be -10 and snowy. But we got, let's see, we got winds at variable at 2 knots, visibility 1.8 kilometers, no ceiling, no significant clouds, but we do have that mist at -10, and pressure 1028. You can actually even put that in. 1028. Have it there ready to go. A beautiful flight over the mountains. Quite a ways to go is still. I don't know if you guys can tell, but there is no self-loading cargo isn't running because it crapped out early on, and then to restart it, I'd have to restart the whole. I'd have to shut the plane down because it requires you to have the plane cold and dark to start self-loading cargo, which is a little bit short-sighted, I think. But no self-loading cargo, no FS to crew because it didn't want to play with me. Play nice either, and so we'll just have GSX once we get there. Hopefully will work. And I think I'm gonna have to look and see if there's an update for GSX. We looked at it earlier. They've put in push-pull recognition and animations and stuff for pushbacks. So for example, if you're in a tight spot where the pushback would usually you couldn't really do the pushback very well, especially to start the engines. You don't want to, like, let's say you're in the corner of a terminal or something and you push back and then you push to a certain point and then pull to get you to the exact point you want to be at. And actually now you can set those up in the editor and it works really nice. It even, like, if even the seat, the driver of like a tug, the seat will turn around so that he can do the pull, and then it'll turn back around to do the push and the disconnect and all that. It's really cool. So that should be an update for GSX. I'm gonna have to check that out, make sure we get that updated. A few other things, and might be the reason why we do a few viewer requested flights this week, just because I don't have the liveries for some of the flights coming up. So our next flight we're flying to Ashgabat, Turkmenistan on China Southern again. Then we'll be flying to Almaty, Kazakhstan on Turkmenistan Airlines. We have that. Then to Bishkek, Kyrgyzstan on Air Astana. Good there. Then we'll fly down to Kuwait on Jazeera Airways. And then to Damascus on Shamwing. And then basically the last 4 or 5 flights I want to do, I can't really get the liveries. I do have the Saudi livery, which works. I think I have the Syrian Arab Airlines livery working. But Yemen Airways and Palestinian Airways, 2 airways which are probably not super popular to fly on or even exist. Palestinian, I don't think operates, obviously. And Air St. Pierre. So a couple of, at least 2 or 3 of these I can't get to work. I have liveries for Yemen Airways and Palestinian, but they're for the Zobo Airbus A320 and not for the fly-by-wire, and I'm trying to figure out how to get those liveries to work with the fly-by-wire. I got Sham Wings to work, but I can't get the other 2. God, I was talking over.
Expect Echo Papa Delta 11 Alpha, arrival, Whiskey Uniform Romeo 1, ILS, Yankee, approach, runway 25, report when ready for descent, China Southern 6020.
Alright, so we're going to expect, let's see what we got, expecting runway ILS Yankee 25, which I already have, cool. But we're going to change this arrival to EPDAG 11 Alpha, transition WER 1, execute. I think we want to go double check it's all in there correct. Over here to the plan page. How do I step? Oh, there it is, step. Alright, so right into the, I'm guessing that's the VOR. For Ürümqi, out and then back in. Okay, so hopefully we don't have any issues with that, but I like that because it gets us in. Go back to map, zoom back out so we can see those coming up. Top of descent coming up pretty soon. 6 minutes for top of descent. So self-loading cargo, I would be telling them that we're going to be descending soon. Don't need to do that since it's not running. Let's do a few things before we start descent. We can actually get it set up. We're not last second doing all this. Add to route. Approaches, ILS, Yankee, order 1. Perfect. Alright, let's take a look at the chart. Here's the star. EPDAG, we're going to be above flight level 197. These flight levels kind of look a little strange because it is all in, they use metric for their altitudes in China. So flight level 197, 187, 167. So we just got to stay above these altitudes. It's all minimums on the way in. Otherwise, doesn't look like anything crazy. Initial approach, max 205 knots. So I think once we get to that initial approach fix, we need to be at 205 knots. That's what that's telling us. Transition level is flight level 118. I'm going to go in. If I remember where this is, I believe it is on our descent page. Forecast. We can request those winds. Transition level right there. Going to be 11,800. That way it's not telling us, hey, you need to change your pressure to the local pressure at 18,000 feet. I didn't realize that, but there it is. Now, I always thought this plane, it's like that was a shortcoming of this plane, but it was because it was right in here and I never looked at this page. I just pulled the uplink for the winds. That comes from, on SimBrief, you can actually download the PMDG flight plan, you can download the PMDG wins. And if you're not sure how to get those to work, let me know, and I will. Actually, I'll probably make a tutorial on that. That'd be a good tutorial to have. Maybe we'll do that this afternoon. That'd be a nice one. Let's see. So there's top of descent. We got these set. Descent, cruise, descent. Again, if we wanted to descend now, we could do that. We're just gonna wait a moment. Well, we can say we're ready. So they
China Southern 6020, ready for descent.
China 7602.
Alright, so we are cleared.
Descend flight level 190.
We're gonna put in
Descend flight level 190. China Southern 6020.
190. Since we are on the VNAV, I'm just gonna let the VNAV take over. Top of descent is really soon here. 3 minutes. Go back to the chart. A few other things to set up. Go to the ILS. Yankee. Runway 25. Ürümqi. People's Republic of China. Got the right chart. You can see it's from August 5th, 2022. Localizer is 110.3. Final approach course 251. So we're up here. Let's do that right now. 251. We'll get those dialed in on both sides for the course. 251. Alright. Glide slope, no altitude published. That's interesting. It looks like I'm going to guess 4,930 feet. We're also looking for our decision altitude. Now we don't need Cat 3. Well, we are Cat 3 capable, so we could, I think we can just put that in, which would be the radar, I believe, or radio. We'll go radio 50 feet. Our decision, you can see that decision altitude is really close to ground level because we have a Cat 3 capable. The plane is capable of auto land. Now I think that's if you want to auto land. Is probably what that is. Because if I wait until 50 to make that decision, it's going to actually go into auto land mode, and I'm going to want to hand fly it. So I think if for hand flying, I think you need to be Cat 1. You want to hand land. So that's going to be 200 feet. We're going to do the radio, which is the one right there. Right up here, switch this to radio, and we're 200 feet. Again, that's because we're hand flying it. We're gonna be you have to have it a little bit higher. And there is a difference between radio and barrel. Now, radio is obviously above ground level. It's going from, so it's 200 feet above ground level. Barrel would be the actual altitude, or the sea level, above sea level. And then there's different, now I can't remember exactly how they work, because there's the, I think with, and it might even be decision altitude and height versus minimum decision altitude and height, MDA versus DA. That might be the difference. But there's one where you have to make your decision before that point, and if you're going to go around, you cannot go below that point before making that decision. And then there's the other one where you can make that decision at that height, and if you go, oh, I'm going to go around, you're going to still go down below it. You can go down below it and come up. So there's two different ones. I'm not sure exactly which one is which. So again, if you're trying to learn that stuff from me right here, look for look that up. I don't have that on the top of my head at this point, but very interesting here. So we took off at 1:30, 1:40 in the afternoon in Tajikistan. Now, local time, I have no idea what it is in local time.
78906, cleared November India X-ray 18 Alpha, arrival.
I think local time it's something like 8 p.m. Actually, it's like, even though we didn't travel that far, because the time zone in China, there's only one time zone in China, and it's based on the East Coast, and we're way out west, so there's going to be that difference. But even now, it's still kind of looking like late afternoon. So it's probably Local time, if they actually had their own time zone, is probably 4 in the afternoon. I would say 4 or 5 in the afternoon, in the evening. But I think the actual local time, because if you actually go on a flight aware, and you look at this flight, it takes off 1 in the morning, 1:35 in the morning, 1:55 in the morning, but it lands at like 7:15 in the morning in Ürümqi. But it's not that long a flight.
China 76
And it's not actually 7:15. I mean, it is 7:15, but it doesn't look like 7:15. It's actually more like 4 or 5:15 in the morning. Just because of the weird time zone. That single time zone for the whole country of China. Alright, anyway, we got the minimum in. Let's go down here. There we go, radio panel. Make sure we have the ILS, which is going to be 1103. 1103. Make sure we have it on both. We can also set the VOR for Ürümqi, which is 115.3. Actually, we'll put there's another, the Fukang VOR, which I believe, oh, we don't need that. Never mind, I thought that was, for some reason I thought that was right there. Never mind. Put that on both. So we have them if we need it. Again, everything's, with these planes, everything's already in the flight computer, including the go-around. I wasn't expecting to have a sunset arrival here. It wasn't.
China 76020, cleared at the Capital 31 Alpha, arrival.
Clear Echo Alpha Delta 11 Alpha, arrival, China Southern 6020.
Sierra High 7566, descend flight level 190, cleared November India X-ray 18 Alpha, arrival. Descent flight level 190, cleared November India X-ray 18 Alpha, arrival, BO High 7566.
Descent checklist. Pressurization. Landing altitude 2,150. Airport elevation is 2,126. Check. Recall. Check. Auto brake. 2. Landing data. VREF. I think we can go over here. Let's do that. So import. We're taking runway 25. Looks like we have a dry runway.
High 97896, contact Ürümqi approach 127.9. 127.9, high 97896.
We'll have the anti-ice on. Yeah, long landing's not bad either because the terminal is towards the other end of the runway, so that'll be perfect. So flaps 30, VREF 150. That's that +5 correction for that. Look at that, it's beautiful. I feel like that's a Ürümqi right there. All the mist. Definitely wasn't expecting this kind of arrival. Yeah, just in time. Well, not just in time, but yeah, a little bit. I wasn't expecting a sunset arrival because we took off at about 1:40. I figured, I mean, maybe it's like 4:30 over here. Even though real local time I think would be 7. It's almost 7 p.m. Local time, but if they actually had their own time zone, I think it'd be more like 4:30 or something. Because they only have that one time zone for China, so. It's a weird. Must be far enough north. I mean, I don't think we crossed 3 time zones or anything. I figure it's probably 3:30. Well, I'm not actually. If I think about it, yeah, it'd be like 5:30 because I keep thinking it's like, well, yeah, we move over a few time zones. It's like, yeah, but you also have to add in the flight time. But I still don't think it's as late, you know, as 7:30. Because if you're over in, like, where I lived, in Hangzhou, there it would actually be dark, not a sunset like it is now.
China 76020.
Yeah, I seriously wasn't expecting to get dark like this.
127.9, China Southern
In the sim?
6020.
On the world tour? Or...
Ürümqi approach, China Southern 6020, Echo Papa Delta 11 Alpha, arrival at flight level 190.
In real life, 3? I want to say.
China Southern 6020, radar contact, continue descent flight level 130.
Well,
continue descent flight level 130. China
depends on what you define as
6020.
visit. I've been, you know, obviously United States, I live
China
here,
Southern
born here,
6994, cleared Echo Papa Delta 18 Alpha, arrival.
Lived in China, so that's 2. Went to Thailand. Spent, what, a week there, I think. Thailand. I've been at the airport and at a hotel in Montreal, in Canada. And I've stopped in, spent, you know, a layover at the airport in South Korea. So that'd be 5 countries. But 3 of them, you know, 2 of them significant time, 3 like if you're considering like travel. Because Thailand, I would, you know, a week, an actual vacation, right? So 3 countries plus layover, you know, 2 layovers, 1 in Canada, 1 in South Korea. And then if you consider Hong Kong a separate country, which it isn't at this point, but you know, I've been to Hong Kong. Probably the next time whenever we do attempt to go back and visit, whether it's this year or whenever, the flight, it will probably have a layover in Taiwan. My wife really wants to go to Taiwan. That's going to be...
235, continue descent 4,900, China 7.
We'll see what the budget has for that, if we can go on a vacation, besides just going and visiting family in China. Because that's already expensive enough. Alright, so we're a little high now because we had to wait for the clearance, so we're going to put on the speed brake. That'll let us descend a little quicker.
China 76994, fly heading 235, cleared ILS Zulu, approach at 4,900, runway 25.
Alright, so I was doing the descent checklist. Approach briefing completed. Landing data VREF, flaps 30, VREF 150, 145 plus 5, minimums, radio 200 feet, approach briefing completed, altimeters 1028.
Cleared Foxtrot Kilo Golf 12 Alpha. Arrival, China Southern 69040.
Man, really good. I was not expecting it to be so dark on the arrival. Wow. I figured taking off at 1 in the, almost 2 in the afternoon. But I guess, I mean, we were headed east a few hours plus a few hours of flight. All right, local pressure 1028.
China Southern 69094. Established on localizer.
China Southern 69094. Continue approach.
Continue approach, China Southern 69094.
China Southern 69094. Contact Diwopu Tower 118.1.
Keep thinking they're talking to us.
118.1. China Southern
69 or 9 or 4. I wonder if that's that other plane that we
China
saw
Southern
behind us.
6020. Continue descent 7,900. QNH 1027.
Continue descent 7,900. China Southern 6020.
Ürümqi approach. BOHI 7566. November India X-ray 18 Alpha. Arrival at flight level 200. Descending flight level 190. BOHI 7566. Radar contact. Continue descent flight level 100.
BOHI 7566. Okay.
Continue descent flight level 100. BOHI 7566.
Oh, that might be the China Southern up there. I don't know how. Where is that one? That other China Southern. Oh, he just contacted tower. Yeah, that must be the China Southern 6994 because they just got transferred to tower. They're going in on the ILS Zulu approach, runway 25. Yeah, they were at 4,900 feet before. So, okay, so that's China Southern in front of us. And that's why it looks like they're coming back towards us too, because we're going into the VOR, then we're going to loop back out. So they're on their final approach. That's why they're coming towards us, but they're landing. I was a little scared there for a second. I was like, wait a second, why are they going the wrong direction? But they are going the right direction. We're just coming this way. You see another green speck kind of coming, green and red, lighting up that way. And there's that one behind us as well. So a few flights coming in to Ürümqi right now. That's why I like FSI. I love FSI ATC for that, because it does, when there are other planes, it does work pretty well. Let's get our landing lights on.
Fly heading 240.
Fly heading 240. China Southern 6940.
Yeah, we're right over the airport right now. So that's why we're seeing a China Southern. Probably just got cleared to land. The airport right there. There he is, right below us. And here you can just see the lights.
Continue descent 4,900.
Flight heading 050. Continue descent 4,900. China Southern 6020.
BOHI 7566. Continue descent 5,900. QNH 1027. Continue descent 5,900. BOHI 7566.
Don't know where that guy's going. Like he's going above us.
78906. Turn right heading 230. Continue descent 4,900. Right heading 230. Continue descent 4,900. INOD 78906.
You see them on our screen there. Okay, where do we need to be?
INOD 78906. Turn right heading 245. Cleared ILS Zulu. Approach at 4,900. Runway 25.
About 7,900 right around here. 4,930 right there or above.
Cleared ILS Zulu. Approach at 4,900.
Right on
Runway 25. Report established on localizer. INOD 78906.
guy's going over there. This is kind of part of, you know, understanding like, okay, they're turning right heading, you know, where are they? Report established. Okay, so he turned and he's going to be reporting established on the localizer. Okay, so I think the approach, yeah, because we're flying out. So he must be on his final approach there. It's just kind of hard to tell. You know, like when we were over the airport, or right over the airport, obviously, we were right in line with that guy coming away. That must be Hainan right there.
Approach China 76799 at flight level 200, descending flight level 190. China 76020, turn right heading 090.
Right heading 090, China Southern 6020.
China 76799, radar contact, procedure 8 Foxtrot Kilo Golf, continue descent 4900, QN8 1027. Proceed direct Foxtrot Kilo Golf, continue descent 4900, China 76799. Hainan 7896, established on localizer. China 76020, turn right heading 130.
Right heading 130, China Southern 6020.
Hainan 7896, contact Diwopu Tower 118.1. 118.1, Hainan 7896.
Alright, so far so good on our approach. I kind of want to start taking over the speed myself.
China 76940, turn left heading 055.
Left heading 055, China 76940.
China 76020, turn right heading 235, cleared ILS Yankee, approach at 4900, runway 25, report established on localizer.
Right heading 235, cleared ILS Yankee, approach at 4900, runway 25, report established on localizer. China Southern
Airlines right there.
6020.
China 76799, cleared Foxtrot Kilo Gold 12 Alpha, arrival.
Yeah, definitely got the mist, and I didn't turn on that anti-ice.
Kilo Gold 12 Alpha, arrival. China 76799.
Even though the outside air temperature is a lot warmer than they said it was.
China 76940, turn right heading 095.
Right heading 095, China 76940.
Maybe almost should go a Cat 3 approach. It is IFR. Should actually do Cat 3. We'll make that minimum lower. You'd think the minimum would be higher actually, but
China Southern 6020, established on localizer.
China 76020, continue approach.
Continue approach, China Southern 6020.
China 76020, contact Diwopu Tower 118.1.
Oh,
118.1, China Southern 6020.
Moving the wrong thing.
China 769.
Diwopu Tower, China Southern 6020, on final 25.
China Southern 6020, continue approach.
Continue approach, China Southern 6020.
Hainan 7896, wind vacated, contact ground 121.65.
Wind vacated, contact ground 121.65.
Landing checklist down to the flaps. Engine start switches continuous, speed brake armed, landing gear down. Glide slope captured. We really can't see anything off in the distance.
China Southern 6020, wind 057 degrees at 2 knots, cleared to land 25.
Cleared to land 25, China Southern 6020.
Laps 30.
Diaper tower, China Southern 6940, on final 25.
Yeah, I can't see the runway.
China Southern 6940,
Probably.
continue approach.
But because we are Cat 3 capable, you can go down a lot lower before you have to make that decision. Go down to 50 feet.
Approaching minimums. 100. Minimums. 30. 20. 10.
China Southern 6020, wind vacated, contact ground 121.65.
Wind vacated, contact ground 121.65.
Alright, so I just let it do the auto land. I just wanted to see how the auto land worked because I've never done the auto land in this plane.
China
Nice.
Southern 6940, go around.
Wow,
Go
there's that
around.
China Southern right behind us.
6940.
Yeah, that was a nice. Like the Airbus lights up, it says it's doing auto land and all that. I had my hand on the throttle just in case it decided to not drop the throttle. Yeah, it was really nice. Didn't need it because we actually were able to see the runway well before even our visual Cat 1 minimums. So
China
we easily could have hand flown it if we wanted to.
taxi to gate 13 via Alpha.
Taxi to gate 13 via Alpha, China Southern 6020.
Okay. Let's do APU on. Over here. Probes off. APU start. Alright. Do I have a dome light in here? It's so dark now. Alright. Flaps retracted. You know what I probably... Oh no, this plane you don't need to turn on the landing system like the Airbus. I was like, did I forget to turn the landing system on again? But it somehow worked. Alright, let me get my chart up here. I should have had this prepared, but make sure we know where our stand is. Alright, so we're going gate 13. Looks like there actually is a gate 13. That's pretty cool. I don't think there's any upgrade for this airport. I don't have a freeware upgrade, nothing. So the fact that most of the gates look like they're actually right. Let's do it. Follow me just in case. China Southern. All right, here we go. We're gonna go straight in here on Alpha 10. Alright, so right in front of Alpha 10 is 19. That's going to be 18, 17. Hopefully the follow me comes. Ugh. Actually, we should be able to tell where it is because there it is. Follow me. You could also see GSX set up somewhere, but where are you going? 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13. I'm guessing it's that one. We'll see how bad ESI or how bad the gates are numbered here. It's always the problem. Actually, what I can do, let's do this. GSX, show me where the gate is. Show me the spot. Way down there. That's not 19. Or that's not a 13. I don't think it is. In there. That's not a big deal. We'll go to whatever gate is numbered 13 here. It's always the trick with the just stock airports is like, okay, what are the gates actually numbered at this airport? And then comparing it to the chart that you have. I mean, maybe it is, but it feels like I'm too far down. It's not a big deal. If that's like 19 over there, 18, 17, 16, 15. Alright, so there's Hainan Airlines. There's an Air China, another China Southern. Hopefully the plane's that.
Diagonal ground, Hotas 7566, runway vacated with Alpha. Hotas 7566, taxi to gate 22 by Alpha. Taxi to gate 22 by Alpha, Hotas 7566.
Be nice if his glowy sticks actually glowed. There we go. What's going on? You tell me to come in, or there we go. Okay. There we go. Big Sierra, thank you for the sub. Hopefully that, for some reason, it didn't pop up. Let me know. YouTube is a little bit delayed, so nothing came up on the stream. But if you subbed, I don't know how I can see that, but thanks for doing that. I love it if you come over on Twitch too, if you want, because I sometimes do Twitch only streams. So if you are interested in following all the streams, check out my Twitch channel. The link is in the description below. Alright, so let's make sure we got the APU bleed, APU gen, and switch is off. And engine's cut off. He's like, what are you doing, man? Alright, I was expecting, see, I'm going to turn off the anti-collision light. I'm expecting self-loading cargo to talk, but I don't have self-loading cargo on because it was not behaving itself. Yeah, so if you're watching on YouTube and you haven't already, go head over to Twitch and give me a follow there. And you can see we have a sub goal on Twitch. YouTube, I'm not at the point where we can do any cool membership stuff yet, but over there on Twitch, we have the subs and emotes and all that cool stuff, and request deboarding. That's what we want. Alright, after or shutdown checklist, fuel pumps off. Probe heat off, hydraulic panel set. Flaps up. Parking brake on. Engine start levers cut off, weather radar off. Also get that TCAS off. That should have been off. Alright. There go the passengers. Nice gates here, actually. I'm guessing GSX must add in the logos on the gates, because again, I don't have anything for. I don't think I have any. Yeah, I have 0 upgrades for this airport. So this jetway you're seeing is either. Well, I think it's Latin VFR. I'm just noticing it looks even better than before. I never even noticed the little exit signs and everything. They're pretty cool. So this is a mix of Latin VFR for the jetway and GSX. I'm guessing GSX is putting in these logos, which is pretty cool if it is, because very specific to the airport. Of course, the path doesn't take you all the way to the gate, or all the way to the building, which would be nice. I could set it up, but I think every time I do that, if I set it up, they come out to here, and then they float to the top and then go back down. I don't know why right here at this joint point, GSX can't figure that out. But those gates look really nice, so maybe I just haven't been seeing a lot of Latin VFR gates lately, and it's been a while, but I'm really impressed by the stuff being put on the gates for this airport. And if that's GSX, wow. Because again, I have nothing specific for this airport. You can see it's just a generic airport. So the fact that it's loading in really nice, really nice. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Alright, let's check out the flight on Volanta, see how we did. First person to arrive in Ürümqi on Volanta today. Very interesting. This was the standard instrument departure they gave us. Very interesting. Fly out over Kyrgyzstan, beautiful mountains, into Xinjiang province. And come in our landing, perfect approach and everything, no issues there. Landing rate -191.55. Can't take credit for that, that was the auto landing doing that. Flight time 2 hours and 16 minutes. Landing speed 144 knots, right on the dot where we want it. Distance 1,029 nautical miles and just over 6,000 kilos of fuel burned for getting our 133 passengers from Tajikistan to Ürümqi, China. No, we're not going to board the crew. You can see another China Southern over there. Okay, and we'll pull up the World Tour map. So this is everywhere we've been on the World Tour, every country we've flown into so far. Last time we were in... I don't have last time. Tajikistan, and we flew out of there, over here. Basically where the star is Ürümqi. Next flight we're going to be flying to Turkmenistan, which I believe is right here. Yeah, right there. There's Turkmenistan. Flashing on your screen right now. So we're going to be flying over to Turkmenistan. We'll be on China Southern once again in the Boeing 738. We'll be doing that flight tomorrow morning, 7 o'clock a.m., which I believe is 1300 Universal Time. On Twitch and YouTube. Hope to see you all there for that. How long is that flight going to be? What do we got for that flight time? Flying to Turkmenistan. Where is it? That's about a 4-hour flight, so we probably will be using some time acceleration on that one. Because I think the plan is we're going to go out and we're going to go to the Chinese seafood buffet place again that we'd like to go to. We really like it because it's got good they got a sushi, all you can eat sushi. They got all you can eat hibachi. I mean, it's just crazy. U.S. That's what all you can eat, right? For what, $10? Come on, you can't beat it. All right, so tomorrow we got a long flight, but we'll probably be using some time acceleration. But it'll still be a good 2-hour, at least 2-hour stream, if not 3 hours. So I hope to see you all there. And on Twitch, both Twitch and YouTube, I'm trying to figure out blurb so you guys can add in sound effects. I want to get some nice walk-in music for the first time you chat in the stream. He'll play music, so I know, hey, it's so-and-so, or hey, it's so-and-so, based on your walk-in music, which I think would be really cool. If you watch any streaming, there's a lot of other people do it, so it's not a brand new thing that I'm coming up with, but I think it'll be pretty cool and add some fun. Alright, well, you can see they're unloading the cargo, almost done with that. Why don't we get inside and shut the whole thing down? We got time. So go up top. IRS mode selectors all the way up here. Turn these off. Emergency exit light switch off. Window heat off. Packs off. I don't think we have ground power, actually. Make sure we have ground power so we're not. Alright, ground power. Alright, turn the APU off. Turn off the APU bleed. Engine bleeds. Ground power switch, that can come off too. Secure checklist, IRS off, emergency exit lights off, window heat off, packs off, TCAS off. And we'll turn off the ground power switch. And because now I can't see anything, we will turn off the battery switch. And this guy should actually be off. Not sure how I turn it off. Oof. There we go. Let's do a little walking here. I don't know why it's hanging up. Try to make a little bit of walking here, right? I don't know why the frame rate's eating it, but look at this. This is a really nice jetway. I think it's Latin VFR. I have no idea why my frame rate is suddenly just biting it. It'd be really cool if we were at a full one of those payware airports where they got a lot of the interiors. But there it is. We'll go inside. Yeah, there's a little bit going on. Oh, okay, maybe not. Alright, enough of that. Alright, thanks for coming along, guys. Hope you enjoyed the flight. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Hopefully I'll see you guys all tomorrow morning. See y'all guys tomorrow morning, 1300 Zulu. Until then, happy flying. Take care.